a revelation going on in my soul. Buckle up, get ready, we're not gonna sit back and wait and allow ourselves any other to lose control of our fate. There'll be no sacrifice, no more jail, no more pain, no more pain. I got to pick my up.
Okay. Well, good morning and live to the Heartland Pandemic episode number 2. We're really pleased to see you again. We had a great reception to the first show. We'll be trying to do this about every week or so. Our current banter, a little bit of music, and a few other things. We hope that you're finding how living alone or living with a smaller group in more compressed quarters is working out, that you're getting enough food, you're getting enough drink, you're getting that daily walk-in. Michael, Katie, how you folks doing?
I'm eating a lot and not getting my daily walk-in. So I've also not smoked cigarettes for 7 days or more. Kebmo's keeping us company there into the first piece.
Sorry about that.
No prob. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the magnolia tree blossoming outside my window. So I'm so lucky. I have the garden to walk in. I need to get back to my, more longer distance walks.
And I am confined to the 1509 James Fort. 2 of my sons are here. My wife has come back from New York, is here. And I am working on scanning photos, doing curls, floor work, taking some walks. And I am very fortunate to have a big backyard with just a lush field of flowers. I mean, it's all blue with green, a little yellow, and it is very pleasant. I don't smoke cigarettes. I do smoke, the legal weed, and I'm actually having a productive and good time here at home. Son Cadian from Twin Peaks is doing a bunch of stuff live online. He's on Vice TV tonight, and he's been cooking, so we've been eating a lot of great stuff that we got at Costco and Morse Market.
The rest of the household's been supplying this cook with a lot of good stuff to cook, but it's 2 or 3 meals a day now instead of just the family meal at night. I mentioned before the daily walks. We are enjoying a forsythia in full bloom. The hyacinths have been up. The bunnies didn't seem to hit the crook eye as much this year for some reason. And our wonderful mock apple tree is about to blossom in a few days after Easter. So all that good part of spring is around us, along with a moon that was covered by clouds, but pretty incredible night skies when the clouds haven't been there. It's hard to celebrate spring, but the signs of it are there.
I just wanted to add that over here, speaking of spring, I have not only the usual rabbits, skunks, pet possums, but I have a woodchuck that is out every afternoon munching on live vegetables or flora.
Interesting. Following
Does anyone else have a woodchuck anywhere?
No, Michael, you are the only woodchuck here, certainly on this troika.
It was a surprise.
I would just also like to bring in how wonderful it is to hear birdsong, to see the blue sky, to not be hearing jet liners going over every 5 minutes. And of course, now if you check it out online, you can see that in India, they're seeing the Himalayas from some towns that haven't seen them clearly like that for 30 years. So pretty amazing. What's the bad news? Let's see. Oh no, there's also, we could start with some good news. New Zealand is the country that seems to be the global winner in doing the right thing and treating dealing with the COVID-19. They shut down completely. Of course, they're an island nation, but most importantly, they did shut down travel by people coming from other places who were not native New Zealanders, which is a strange nativistic kind of aspect to this virus treatment. But that gal, whose name I'm not going to remember, but the woman who is the Prime Minister of New Zealand impresses me every time she gets handed a crisis. So we should be more like them.
Well, I'll bring in some bad news. Viktor Orban, the Hungarian authoritarian prime minister, has been using the cover of the coronavirus to consolidate his personal power. This past Monday, his parliament, dominated by his party, passed laws granting Orban sweeping powers for an unlimited period of time. Parliament is shuttered, elections are banned, and he now has the right to suspend his existing laws and make new ones as he so desires. And this is probably indicative of what's going on more than one place.
Well, I'm a little afraid that it's a blueprint for our currently cornered coward in chief who can't seem to manage a shipment of masks if his life depended on it. I mean, it's just the kind of superpowers he's been assuming, including his PAC Supreme Court taking away votes in Wisconsin. I mean, we're already in a dangerous time, and I hope we get an election in, because he'll probably declare that null and void if the virus pikes again in the fall. God bless us, it doesn't happen.
Excuse me. Exactly. What we saw this week in Wisconsin was a travesty, a true travesty, and a fearful picture of what could happen. We've got an election coming up in November that it is extremely important we pull off, and pull off well. The people in Wisconsin are owed a huge apology. They were standing there, some of them in rain and cold, with face masks on for hours, taking their life in their hands to cast a ballot. So, and this write-in ballot push is also coming alongside the same time, parallel with an administration that wants to defund basically the U.S. Postal Service. A write-in ballot, to be successful, has to have a very in focus postal system. Has to be working.
We should note in passing, before we move on to the rest of our script, that Bernie Sanders ended one phase of his movement, and graciously, I would say, with probably a few more chapters yet to unfold. He really didn't do a full endorsement of Joe Biden at this point. Joe Biden has already come out with a Medicare age change to 60. I wonder what influenced that policy decision on the part of the Biden campaign. I think as long as we keep the Carvilles and the Clintons out of the picture, and we have more people like Bernie and Elizabeth and whatnot helping Joe win, we can all be there to get rid of the current occupant.
I saw Bernie on Rachel Maddow, and he was very, very clear and very good, and talked about supporting Biden. He also said that Joe is a good person and a smart politician, and he knows well that there are a lot of people that he has to win over, and they are lukewarm in their enthusiasm. So it sounded like he was optimistic about Biden moving a little bit to the left to please the people he will need.
I do not think anything is done yet.
I
The
know
wheel is still in spin. And unfortunately, with this virus going around, we've got two candidates who are targets. We've got two Democratic candidates, both Biden and Bernie, are of age and have pre-existing conditions, certainly in Bernie's case. I don't know about Biden.
And we know how well the current occupant's been taking care of himself.
Right.
Exemplified every day.
Right. So I think we should just, I like the way that Bernie's been, his demeanor throughout has been fantastic as far as keeping it, the family together, as it were, in the party. But I think we should just, stay friendly with everybody, because it's only April.
As a quick sideline, if you want to get good background on why Bernie Sanders' movement had as much power as it did, check out this weekend's interactive New York Times opinion piece on the income disparity from the last several decades. It's a stunning editorial in and of itself, with a dynamic graphic chart behind it.
Amazing.
If anyone has any question about why we're in the state we're in at this moment, take a quick read.
Well, and I'm just going to jump ahead, because what you just said leads us to the fact that we found out, of course, a week or so ago, that the coronavirus is disproportionately impacting communities of color and communities in need. But it's simultaneously, we in Chicago found out our own neighboring community of West Ridge has the highest number of confirmed COVID cases in the city. Next highest is down on the south side. But they also have the highest recorded tested number of people tested. I'm very curious about this. In any case, we don't have to dwell on it. The data that we get and how we get it, we should continue to really look at and examine where it's coming from. Cook County. Hello? Okay, we're going to hear from, I think we're going to hear some music now, seems like.
I brought that in a little early. Sorry, folks.
Well, I was, before you play the music, how about Katie filling us in on what's going on at Cook County Jail?
Well, I was just going to say that Cook County Jail, unfortunately, has become, in numbers, the way they look at this sort of thing, and where you get a blossoming of cases, it's a hotspot. It is the hotspot. Chicago had gained hotspot status at the beginning of last week for the curve, the LACO curve in our caseload. But now, specifically, Cook County Jail is, and this is a terrible situation. And I know that DART emptied it out. I mean, 500 people have been, the gates have opened for 500 people out of that jail since this started.
The court also said, though, they didn't have to release everybody. So
I know that, yeah. And they do have other sites, but it just again points out, it's laying bare to us the really worn pieces of the fabric of our culture. And mass incarceration was never a good idea.
The judge had to order that they at least supply soap. It's impossible, even with the smaller population, to do social distancing when bunks are 1 to 4 feet apart. I mean, it's just, it's that kind of place.
Right. All right, let's hear that music you were going to try and play, because we could use an uplift.
Yeah.
Right?
Every boy and every girl, we've all got to get it together. Everybody in the world, I gave up on hating you just for hating me. I gave up on hating you a long time ago. I need you, you need me. Now we're all in it together. We've got to get it right. We've all got to get it together. Everybody's on the same side. I gave up on her.
Well, we all got to get it together. That is clear. And we thank you, Mavis Staples. And we're all working on that. And I do believe we'll have a lot of opportunity to improve conditions and relationships in this country as this goes forward. But we have to be very active. And to be active, in the old days in the revolution, they said, what's a revolution if you can't dance? Well, we can dance at home, but we can also listen to some comedy. And I understand that you two have been practicing in your closets and getting some laughs, at least 1 or 2 people at Tom's house. And let's hear what you got.
Well, we found this quarantine diary, and we readily admit it's from some anonymous jokester. But any one of us, any 10 of us could have come up with these and more. So we're just going to run through a couple, a little, just for, a little lightness, because people have been keeping their diaries. Like day 1, I can do this. I got enough food and wine to last a month.
Day 2, opening my 8th bottle of wine, I fear wine supplies may not last.
Day 3, strawberries. Some have 210 seeds. Some have 235 seeds. Who knew?
Next day, I get to take out the garbage. What am I going to wear?
Went to a new restaurant. called The Kitchen. You have to gather all the ingredients yourself and make your own meal. I have no clue how this place is going to stay in business.
Let's hope it doesn't run out of food.
So I woke up, really wanted to do something different, so I put a liquor bottle in every room. Tonight, I'm going to get all dressed up and go bar hopping.
Okay. I found out if you keep a glass of wine in both hands, you really can't touch your face. You're really okay with, got this, you got that. No touching of the face. All right. Is that
That's good. That's good. Let's get serious again. Talk about the Amazon workers.
We want to cheer our friends who worked on police reform up here in our neighborhood, who went on to do organizing a couple of years ago with Amazon workers, bearing some fruit in this critical time now of really bringing attention to the horrible conditions. The folks who are sending this stuff we need every day. Those of us who can access Amazon, these workers need better protection, better sanitation, and they've been making some good noise about it the last week or so.
There is a thing that happens every Saturday now, and it's a sing-along across the city. And if this is coming online on Saturday the 11th, the song tonight is our good buddy, God love him, that we lost due to this virus, Bill Withers, Lean on Me. Get out on your porch, bring a speaker, bring your laptop, and sing your heart out with your neighbors. Next week there'll be another one if this show isn't up before that happens.
We thank you for tuning in to Live from the Heartland. We're usually here every Saturday morning on WLUW 88.7. We'll keep coming to you any way we can. We encourage you all to do good in the world because the world needs all the good that we do. All power
to the people.
And let's hear a little of John Prine's Summer End going out.
Wanted. Come on home. Come on home. You don't have to be alone.
Tell it, Brandy Carlisle.
Come
tell
on
it.
home. Come on home. You don't have to be alone. Come on home.
Show us the English, Tom. There you go.
There you go.
I'll see you guys in the street, on the front porch, over Zoom.
All right. Bye, guys. Bye, friends.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Stay well. Stay well. Nee, nee, na, na, no, no.